You're welcome, everyone. So we'll start the drafting process by marking 2 inches from the top to the down line like that. That 2 inches will be responsible for the pleating. The outfit has a front pleating, and that is the 2 inches you see me marking. And after marking it from the top to the down line, I will use a broken line to join all the points. The reason I'm using a broken line is I want to use a straight line for the parts of the fabric I'll be cutting out. So broken line would just be for projections. So that line you see me drawing is actually where the pleating will be on. Now you can make yours 2.5 if you want it bigger than the result we have here. After that, I'll mark 14 inches from the top like that. And that 14 inches mark, I'll also mark on the other end. And after doing so, I'll join both with a line as well. Now that 14 inches mark would be where the pleating will start from, because the neck will be at the upper part and the flap would be from the neck to where that pleating would actually start from. So I'll be cutting off that part, but you will see that when we start doing that. For my neck, I'll mark my 4.5 inches downwards, and I would also mark 2 1/4 inch on the side. Then I will join with the curve. That neck is actually standard for my one size fit all. Now from that line, I will mark 9 inches, go down for my shoulder slant by 2 inches, then use my rule to join like that. Now that's not my perfect neck, and that's just for the front part. So I'll take my neck measurement plus the 1/2 inch allowance. All these I'll be reducing later. After marking that point, I'll make a straight perpendicular line down. Then I'll take 10 inches on that line and also 10 inches from the top on the other part, and I'll join both with a straight line. And that line would actually be my chest line, which will also serve as where the armhole will end. After doing that, I'll take 18 inches from the top as well, and that line would be my tummy line. Why the down line of the outfit would serve as my hip line. So this 18 inches mark would be my tummy line. So it is on that horizontal line I will take my tummy measurement. Now for the hip, I'll take the length of my outfit. For this outfit, I'm working with 35 inches. So I'll mark 35 from the top like that. Then join both points with a straight line. And that line is not the final line I'll be cutting off. I'll be marking an excess 2 inches line as well for the turning of the down line of the outfit. So I'll mark 2 inches line like that. Then I'll join with a straight line as well. And that 2 inches excess, like I said, would be what I would turn inwards. Now for this outfit, I'll also mark 8 inches from that down line upwards like that. That is from the down line, not the turning line now. Then I will join. And that line would be where my slit on the side would begin from. Now that's my down line. Your down line could be curved. That's my turning line. So, and that's my slit line. I'll show you another outfit which I'll be making soon that will have a curved down line for this same attire. Now to properly start working on my measurements, I will divide that into 2, which will be 4 inches. Then I'll come forward by 1 inches and make a curve from the back to that line. Then from that line, I'll take 10 inches, add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. Now from the 2 inches line also, I'll take my tummy measurement, which is 9.5, add 1 inch. On the slit, I'll take my hip measurement, which is 10 inches, then add 1. And on the turning line, I would also mark 10 inches and add 1. So I will be joining the actual measurement with a broken line. And then I would also be joining the end line, which is the line I got from adding 1 inch of sewing allowance with a straight line. So I'll be joining that with a straight line, and that is the line I got after adding 1 inch sewing allowance. Usually I add half inch, but I just wanted enough fabric to work with. That was the main reason I added 1 inch for the sewing allowance, because if you notice the shoulder line, I actually added half inch for my sewing allowance. Now for the slits, I will mark an excess of 1.5 inches from that end, and I will join with a line. Then I will just slant it however way I wish. You can leave it straight or you can leave it slant. I prefer mine being slant. So I'll just make a straight line. Now all the straight lines you see me drawing out are the part of the fabric I'll be cutting out. So the straight lines are the part of the fabric I'll be cutting out. Why the broken lines I will not be cutting out. So I will mark out my shoulder line and also my neck line, then my armhole line before I go straight to the cutting. Why that is also my pleating allowance. Like I said, you can make yours bigger than what we have here depending on how big you want your pleating to be. So I'll use my scissors to cut out the front piece on the marked out line I gave earlier. Next is to start working on the back piece. Like I said, that is the sewing allowance of the body sewing allowance. So I'll go straight to the making of the back piece. And for the making of the back piece, we'll start by bending the pleating allowance. So you bend the pleating from the down line to the 14 inches mark from where it actually started from. And the reason we are bending the pleating is just to make sure the back doesn't have any unneeded excesses. Because if there were to be pleating at the back, we would also leave that gap before we cut the back piece. But since there will be no pleating at the back, I will need to fold that which you've seen me do. Now the next thing I'll do now is to cut the shoulder line to be exactly the same shape as that of the front piece. So I cut out the slant line of the back piece to be exactly the same with the front piece. Then I will readjust to give a 2 inches gap between the back and the front piece. So the way I took the measurement is actually slanted. So I'll check to see if the 2 inches gap between the back and the front piece is uniform. After that, I will use something to hold down the front piece, or probably a safety pin, which you see me using now. So what you just do is you confirm or you reconfirm to be sure that the distance between the back and the front piece on the shoulder line is the 2 inches gap you gave before you pin down other parts of the body. So I'll use the measuring tape to reconfirm that, after which I will use the safety pin to just hold it down all through like that. When I'm done holding it down, I'll start the cutting from the turning. So from that turning, I will go to the slit, then to the body, after which I will stop at the armhole point. So when I get to the armhole point, I will take a brief pause. Then I will go back to the shoulder line, fold the back piece to meet that of the front piece. And on the point where the neckline meets the back piece, I will make a curve on that folded part like that. And it is on that curve I'll cut out the neckline of the back piece, making sure it is a bit downwards. After which I'll take the back measurement from the tip of that neck, 9 inches plus the half inches mark for sewing allowance. Then I will join that point to meet the curve of the armhole. And that is for the front piece. Now for the back piece, I'll be dividing the entire armhole into two, then going forward by 3/4 inch and making a straight line curve from the shoulder to the armhole like that before I'll cut out. And after cutting out, that will be the final piece of the puzzle in drafting and cutting out the back piece of this outfit.